So moving on to the next exercise, um, this is eighth notes in perpetual motion. We're going to do a couple of tunes here by John Coltrane. So we're going to use some of the motives that he used when he practiced. One of the greatest, of course, John Coltrane, one of the greatest improvisers who ever lived, and so we have to really pay attention to what he did, in detail. It's very important for us to learn. So let's do one tune, 26-2, which is, we're going to do it in slow motion, like all these exercises, and we're going to play continuous eighth notes. And again, I've straightened out the eighth notes on this so they're straight. They're not swung eighth notes. It's more like bossa nova than anything else. But that's just to simplify it so that we can get through the changes. So here's what it sounds like. I'm just going to play perpetual eighth notes slowly over this tune, 26-2. Oh, also, I'm going to be using some of John Coltrane's motives that he used. He liked these, or... He liked these kind of things and did a lot of them, especially on Giant Steps and other tunes. So I'm going to be trying to use a few of those. So there you have it, 26-2 continuous eighth notes. If you do 20 or 30 choruses like that, you'll find that your fluidity and your thinking about it is a lot more open. And you may have noticed that some of the chord tones I played may not have exactly matched the chord symbols. That's because I'm just playing by ear. I'm looking at the chord changes, but I'm using my ear to get through the progression. If you try and plug in the correct notes to all these changes, it ends up sounding very mechanical and unmusical. So the idea is to use your ear to sort of float over the changes and not be a slave to what's written there. Try and figure it out with your ear. Here's another tune. Let's do Satellite. Second. Satellite's another one with a lot of changes. Very difficult to do. Very challenging. Here it is. And we're going to do the same thing, playing eighth notes. Here it is. that's satellite, the same thing. And then, two things. One thing is you can do this in all 12 keys, which is, it's a lot of work, but it's a great exercise. Do it in all 12 keys. iReal Pro enables you or allows you to change keys, which is very helpful. Also, the other thing I just wanted to point out that one thing I like a lot on doing this exercise is trying to play some of the upper structure triads of the chords and play more colorful notes, in other words, because the primary triads, like for the first chord, G major 7, I mean, that's fine, but it's not as interesting as, say, that's a little more colorful. So I'm kind of going for a lot of the upper structure triads on these. Let me just demonstrate briefly. More colorful if you use those upper structures and stay away from the the primary chord tones. They're not as interesting.